Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bagmen Podcast. This is episode 15. Yeah, we've been at it a while.
That's a long time.
It's a super long time. Stock, what's been going on with you?
I have had a very... Oh, I just got a text message.
Hey, I didn't hear a sound effect,
No,
though.
this was a silent one.
Oh, that's good. Wah, wah, wah. There you go.
It's been a very hectic few days.
Oh, why?
My little cat Jasper, he had his neutering yesterday, so I was all emotional. Is he okay? Is he okay? Of course, vets are professionals. They've done this 1,000 times
They know
before,
what they're doing. Yeah.
But it's just the fact that he's my boy. But no, he got through. Everything's fine. And then I come to school today, and I found I had 2 new shirts.
Yeah, hype.
Yeah, we had our Dudes for Digs volleyball
Digs for
shirts.
Dudes. Yeah,
Digs for Dudes.
and we'll talk about that later.
Whatever,
We're going to talk about Winter Homecoming
but
later.
also, I'm wearing the first generation,
The OG.
the OG Bagman shirt.
Yeah.
And somebody's wearing the 2.0.
I'm wearing the new generation. You know, we fly.
Yep.
We also have a third variation that
Do we?
Gwen Cotton is wearing. She's got the white background.
Okay, I hadn't seen that one yet.
And you said I vaguely glanced through your email earlier, and you said kids were interested.
I've had several kids, more than one, ask me, "Can I get one? How do I get one?"
And we've already talked about supplying some to a regular listener.
Yes.
So be on the lookout, Peggy. But anything else going on? And just real quick, Monday we couldn't broadcast Monday because of Jasper.
Yeah, because of Jasper, I was picking him up at the vet.
Yep.
This is cool, and I'm jealous. I'm also happy for him. I mentioned when we talked to Joey Holt,
Yeah.
Matt Miller. I don't know if you remember
Matt
him.
Miller from Tricky Run High School and North Main High School.
No.
Yeah.
A different Matt Miller.
Yeah.
Different Matt Miller.
Ditch that textbook.
This is Matt Miller. He's a kind of a tech guy at Cascade High School.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played against Ryan in
Yes.
basketball.
Yep. Oh, shoot. That was here. That would have been regional
I think so.
at Covington.
Yeah. Anyway,
that?
he and a Dr. John Spencer have a book now. It's called Creative Momentum Guided Journal.
Remind me of that later, and we'll put that in the description.
Okay.
So we can kind of plug it for him.
Well, I've also ordered it on Amazon. It's delivered first part of February. So I think it's right at the end of its publication,
Oh, okay.
that whole system. So it's not
So you can get the first edition.
on shelves yet. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So good job, Matt. Again,
What was that title again, Stock?
Creative Momentum Guided Journal.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
And again, I'm jealous and angry.
Because he got published?
Before me, yes.
I mean, I can send your stuff to the printer up here in the high school, Stock, if you really want.
I've only got 5 chapters.
Oh, okay.
What do you do with 2 dead bodies? That's what I want to know.
Wow. Depends on the season, I suppose.
Spring. It's,
Oh,
right now it's
spring. I don't know about that. So anything else going on last week?
Last week, what happened?
It's all a blur.
It's all a blur.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, we're recording this on Tuesday.
Correct.
And tomorrow is supposed to be a big weather event. So that's where my mind is right now.
Yeah, we had this segment earlier in the year. We called it the Perfect Storm, but this might be the Perfect Storm 2.0.
2.0.
Yeah, because we've got
Maybe even 3.0.
all the Illinois schools are already on e-learning.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Westville, all those. And we're supposed to have digs and dudes tomorrow as well. So
Well, let's talk about that.
the
now.
rescheduled date. Well, it's number 4.
Oh, all right. Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
The rescheduled date on that I think is next Wednesday.
Okay.
So if it
is.
does get
It
canceled tomorrow, it's going to be next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Just stay tuned. Look at the announcements. Mrs. Hohenstein does a great job getting the announcements ready and getting those out to everybody. So she'll be on it. Don't worry about it.
If you have any questions, you can always call the school too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can always call the school, have it forwarded to me, and I will hang up on you.
I do have a good rant. Can
Yeah.
I say my good rant right now?
Well, you've got several more for the rant section.
I have,
from what I hear.
Yeah, 4 other rants. But
Okay, go
my
ahead.
good rant.
Good rant.
Several weeks ago, we had Trish as our guest.
It just feels like months.
It feels like
It's that
forever
time of
ago.
year. Yeah.
My mom watched that. She's a regular watcher too.
Yeah.
And my mom was a teacher. She taught 35 years. I will still go to her with questions that I have about students.
Sure.
And that's just how you learn, how you grow, how information gets passed down from generation to generation.
Oh, sure.
And she's always been a great one to help. And I had a question about something I saw with a student, and she said, "Why don't you ask that nice Trish? She seems to know things."
Oh, wow.
So
That's great.
I went down to Trish. It was after school. Trish and her crew, they were sitting at a table just talking.
Yep.
And I walked in, first I asked Trish, does your knowledge extend to the general school population?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I love Trish because she said, no, but what is it? We'll help anyway. So,
oh, what a great group they've got down
we
there.
talked, and amongst all of us, it was Megan who actually came up with the best choice, and then everyone filled in the pieces underneath. I mean, it was just a great experience.
Yeah, we don't give Trish enough credit. She does a great job down there.
Yeah.
And talking about your mom, curriculum comes and goes, but dealing with people, dealing with kids, it's the same all the time.
It
right?
is. Yeah.
You might have a new generation, but you can still deal with kids the same way and expect the same things out of them.
Yeah.
Very cool. We're going to bring on our guest, very special guest today. We've got Halen Noble.
Hello.
Here's
Halen. Hey, here's Halen. What happened in your last week? And then we'll get to everything else.
Last week was smooth. This would be my third week.
Yeah.
At the middle school, and first week was a little rough getting going.
Always is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then second week was really good. So
We should say you're covering for a maternity leave.
I am.
And so it's always hard coming in the middle of the year when kids
Oh yeah, coming in
already
cold.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids know what their program is, and then
Yep.
you come in and you have to figure it all out on the fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
was a
that's
challenge.
one of the things, especially with like special needs, you get comfortable with a certain situation, and then
Yeah.
something new comes in, and it's all about adjusting, right? All about living on the fly. Which brings us into our first topic with you today. So you were in the elementary school for the whole semester, right? The whole first semester.
Pretty much student teaching. So
Okay.
I missed the last 2 weeks probably.
Okay, we're counting
Yeah.
that. We'll
Yeah.
count it.
So all the Christmas parties then.
Yeah, I missed a lot of Christmas parties.
You just missed out on Chex Mix.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can make your own. It's okay.
Yep.
So what was that environment like? And talk about the difference between that and now that you're in the middle school
Yeah.
and the high school,
Yeah.
right? Because we're one building over
Do you
here.
consider yourself middle school or high school? Or
I don't know.
where are you considered?
I
Well,
think
I mean,
middle
it's a
school.
legitimate question.
It really is. No, it's a good question.
I mean, the person who asked me to take the job was Katie
Okay.
Hardy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's considered middle school, but I really
Okay.
don't know. But yeah, I loved my student teaching. Student teaching was fantastic.
What level?
What grade
I
are you?
started with first grade.
Oh, man.
With Mrs. Dickerson, and that was great. And that's a lot lower than I thought I would want. I really thought like fourth, fifth grade for sure.
Sure.
So I was nervous about that, but it went great. Really smooth. And luckily I'm like kind of a half year off. So normally student teachers start in the spring.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you come into an environment where everything's already going and the students know what they're doing. But it's really nice to see the fall when they start and like learn how teachers embed that in them
Yeah.
and get the classroom going.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that was great. And then after 8 weeks, I moved to fifth grade. So about as far as I could jump in the school.
right.
So yeah, I was nervous. I was like, I don't know if I even have the math skills to deal with these fifth graders right now. 'Cause I've
It's been a minute,
like
right?
8 plus 8. Yeah, so that was tough. But it was awesome. Fifth grade was awesome too.
Now, can you compare first graders and fifth graders, or is there such a great difference in their ability
Oh
levels?
yeah.
I
And
don't know. I think
personalities, right?
personalities are, yeah, that was the hardest part was getting used to her personalities. But I don't think you can really compare them a whole lot, honestly.
Yeah. It's a different world.
Yeah.
So which level would you like to be long term in? I know they
long-term,
shuffle around in the elementary school quite a bit.
Yeah.
What are you thinking long term?
I'm thinking long term. I think if a position was open in the first grade, I wouldn't say no.
Okay.
But I think second to fifth is really where I'm leaning. So
Okay.
still like almost the whole school. But
the entire school.
anything but kindergarten, I think I'm good.
Why not kindergarten?
Oh, they're just so young. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Like getting attention over there is rough.
Yeah. My supervisor always said it's like herding ants.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
There's a great
Yeah.
Super Bowl commercial several years ago. It was about cat herders.
Yeah.
Do you remember
I
that
remember
one?
that.
Where the guy's sitting there with like the lint roller on his cast. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of every time. What a fun group though. Like energetic, full of life. They're just starting to learn like bigger concepts and stuff like that, and you get to be a part of that. How
Yeah.
cool is that?
Yeah.
So
great.
what does it look like being? We're dominated by females in the elementary school, pretty
Yeah.
much,
Okay.
primarily. So what does it look like being a male in that situation?
I don't know. I don't know if I see as much of a difference.
Sure.
But I'm always told like it's just such a huge difference to have a male teacher. So I don't know. I don't have a great answer for that.
Yeah, because you're not looking at yourself from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Is that a Mrs. Beck question?
It might be a Mrs. Beck question.
Or Mrs. Carfault.
She'd be a
she
good
was
one
an
to
elementary school teacher or principal for a while.
If we could get her on the show.
Yeah, Mrs. Carfault.
Mrs. Carfault.
Come on the show. Here, I'll do the Uncle Sam. Come on the show. I'm looking at you. Mr. Carfault's been on.
He's been on.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah. Fantastic time. So, elementary school, huh? Stock, have you ever taught elementary school? Did you? Where did you student teach?
I student taught at Kokomo High School.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to Northwestern High School, one of the county schools, and then Kokomo High School is where I student taught in the spring. Something that happened, though, I had to go over to the elementary for some reason. I was delivering something or picking something up, and I walked into the office talking to Mitzi, who's a great lady. We should get her on too.
Oh, Mitzi's fantastic. I saw Mitzi today. She's fun. Yeah. She gave me a hard time, like always.
And I'm just standing there. Oh, I've got a question for you too.
Write it down before you forget.
All right. Halen, Phil. That'll remind me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. And this little tiny kid, I don't even know how big he was.
Kid over there.
He came up and he just kind of not hitting, but just kind of patting my pants.
Sure.
And so I knelt down and I'm like, hey, little guy, what's going on? And just had this interaction with him. And then he ran off. I don't know where he should have been or anything. But Mrs. Carfault, who I really at this point, I knew her, she knew me, but we really didn't know much about each other.
Right.
She came out of her office and asked, have you ever thought about being an elementary teacher?
And you turned and ran.
I said, no.
Yeah.
No.
I thought the moral of that story was you pat him on the head and said, hey, that's a good little boy. And that person was Zach Messick.
Oh, that would have been a great story.
That would have been funny. No.
No, my license goes down to 5th grade, but I hope I never have to teach that low.
Yeah.
What would foreign language in elementary school look like? Does that exist?
It does exist. Studies show that the best time to start learning a foreign language, if you're not a native speaker at home, is around the 4th grade.
I've seen babies do sign language and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that along the same idea?
It's along the same ideas.
Oh.
It's just when your mind is developmentally ready to absorb that new information.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So curriculum-wise, what do you guys cover down there? Start with 1st grade because you started out there, right?
Yeah.
And then at the higher levels, what are you guys learning? Cursive's back.
Yes.
Right?
Is it?
Cursive. Yeah. I don't know. A 2nd grade class is doing cursive right now.
Well, he was 1st grade.
So Halen's going to have to brush up on cursive before he goes back.
No, I'm glad. I like cursive. Yeah, that's fun.
That's awesome, yeah.
Curriculum, 1st grade, it's a lot of like phonemic awareness, learning sounds, working on that. Yeah, there's a lot of issues with students that can't hear the sounds as well, so then they can't say it to themselves and they can't write it.
Oh, okay.
That was huge.
Yeah.
That was like a big part of like where I didn't think I need any of that in college, and then once I got in student teaching, I was like, oh, all this like makes sense now.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then like super simple math.
Okay.
Curriculum wise, a lot of it's just teaching them to be good kids, or like trying to push them towards that. I feel like
hallelujah!
I feel like that's the most important thing.
We talk about that a lot over here. Like, how do you teach that? How do you instill that kind of stuff?
Just tell them to act like me, and it'll just
exactly follow me everywhere.
No, I don't know. Just
be kind is a big one.
Yeah,
be
right.
kind.
Yeah,
is huge.
Yeah,
be patient. Be forgiving.
Try to talk them through situations that they just can't fully understand. That it doesn't matter, but eventually.
Impact's a big one too.
Yeah.
Like stuff you do impacts other people.
Yeah, definitely.
I think kids don't get that a lot.
Yeah.
So you're coming into this profession, a brand new guy. We've got a lot of kids who are interested in going to the teaching profession. So at your stage right now, what is expectation versus reality? What do they prepare you for versus what really happens?
Oh, I don't know.
Education classes 30 years ago when I was in college.
You learned how to write on a board.
We actually did learn how to laminate stuff.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
I've never learned that. Well, I did with Becky Holycross in 5th grade, but
there we go.
She laminates everything.
I imagine everything I learned is totally different from everything you learned.
You think so?
I do.
I don't know. A lot of it is like, it just seems so professional and like handling things like the proper way, and like even down to like your lesson plans where like they're so detailed and they're like 8 pages long for like 2 days of work. And then you get into the classroom and like no teachers do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
You have to learn to pivot a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a shout out to Jen, who's a big Friends fan. Pivot.
Can I shout out to Carrie Sowers?
Absolutely. Not very long though, because she doesn't deserve a super long shout out.
She and Ryan were detained in South Carolina, so she emailed me her lesson plans. She emailed me her lesson plans to take to the elementary. That was the first time I'd ever seen elementary lesson plans, and she had it down to the minute.
Yeah,
every single thing.
I think sub plans you do.
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't think day to day most people do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, there's something about being adaptable, right, and versatile as well, flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just know for my lesson plans, it's like, today we're doing the past tense. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mine is the same lesson plan. It's just how long I'm going to spend on it.
Yeah.
Right. Because if they don't pick up the concept on the first day, you're going to have to go into a second day.
Yeah.
Because it's way more important to learn the actual skill than move on and gloss over it.
Right.
Because you're going to need that to build on because we work on scaffolded learning. Stock, you had a question.
2 questions now.
Yeah.
Phil Cunningham, he was our student, my student, then my colleague. He taught what you teach now.
Yeah. I also hit home runs off of him in Major League when we were in Little League.
Did you?
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So forget you. Kidding. I love Phil. Phil's great.
Then he was our principal, and now he's moved on to something else. I don't know what exactly he's doing.
Non-educational fields.
Non-educational fields, but he's still doing well.
Yep. Doing great.
He started off as the elementary vice principal over in Fountain Central. And when he came over here, he said the one thing he missed most was that at random times throughout the day, kids would just come up and give him a hug. Did you ever have kids do that to you?
Elementary?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. First graders, it's like nonstop. Especially once I left, when I went from the first grade to the 5th grade class, I couldn't walk past the first grade classroom because they'd see me and freak out and I'd like ruin the lesson. So I'd go all the way around to go the long way. And then if they saw me in the hallway, I mean, they all started waving and like yelling, Mr. Noble. And
I love it.
It was a huge distraction.
Yeah,
but it was
great.
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I was fine with it.
Yeah, I have a shirt that says, "Who are these kids and why do they keep calling me dad?" I love it. You had another question, Stock.
I do have another question. You played football, basketball, baseball.
The Covington trifecta.
Yeah, the Covington trifecta.
Yep, there it is.
You took Spanish, so I never really knew you that well as a student.
Yes.
I never saw you going into education. Why did you choose education?
I've been asked that a lot. I don't know. I'm not sure. It kind of falls into my my how did you get to CHS?
Oh,
type of
okay.
thing.
Yeah,
But,
Stock, quit ruining
sorry.
the
Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
so I can do like a short version or I can save it. It's up to you.
Condensed version really quick. Because
condensed.
inquiring minds want to know.
Well, I took some time after high school. I took a year off after high school, and I just worked for Lake Farms. And then I went to DAC, not really knowing what I wanted to do, but I knew that I liked agriculture. And then I went to a lot of basketball games the year after, and I loved basketball games. I just thought, like, what's a way I can get into the school and, like, get, I don't know, just involved with either sports or education or the school in general. And then, like, the simplest form of that is teaching.
Yeah.
So, so I took one education course and one agriculture course, and I did not like the ag course at all. So I went with
Sorry,
education.
Mr. Myers.
No, this isn't good. At DAC.
Oh, no, sorry,
DAC.
Mr. Myers.
Sorry.
Throwing shade at the ag.
I think it was a professor.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Nothing
Oh,
against
there it is.
Yeah.
No, Mr. Myers, great.
Yeah. But from then on, I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Okay. I have a third question.
That's interesting because it's kind of a unique career path too, especially with being in the elementary school and kind of guiding yourself that way. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think as much as we prepare kids, high school kids, for the real world, I think elementary is so much more important because you lay the foundation of everything they're going to do later.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about scaffolded learning. That's where the base is.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. One more question.
Yep.
When did you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I need to shave these sideburns?
Sideburns. Did I have sideburns?
Oh, you did.
When you graduated, you had those big.
I had like
things.
Yeah, I had like a beard that just didn't fully form. Looking back, terrible mistake.
That's hurtful.
Definitely.
That's hurtful stuff.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, my senior pictures are all ruined. Never. Just awful. Yeah, I don't know. Good
Hand and
question.
Miss Reed, her kids can do some wonders over there on the digital.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So you need to grow something like this out.
I know. I wish.
If this
Wish I
this
could.
were patchy, it'd be really embarrassing. This is the Sasquatch look according to Stock's mom. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. She likes to throw shade at me. It's cool. We love you.
She asked me at Thanksgiving, "Who's the Sasquatch?"
That is funny.
I love it. All right,
before we
Stock.
go on,
Yes.
who did your illustrations for the shirts?
Oh yeah. Shout out to Sticker Mule. All of our stickers, and you'll get some cool swag on the way out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Stickermule.com. They're fantastic. They run all of our stickers. If you're a member, they give you deals all the time. Actually, there's a deal going on right now, Stock, that I was going to talk to you about, and I don't. Oh, flyers.
Do it.
Well,
Do it.
I don't know if I want to talk about that project yet.
Okay.
Until we have Troy
Don't
back
do it.
on.
Don't do it.
I'm going to talk about it. Okay. So we had a culture survey here at Covington, right? The whole school corporation. I'm sure you were involved in this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Halen's involved, Stock's involved.
Lucky.
All the teachers got it. I think all the students got it.
I volunteered
At least
to be in
the
it.
high school. Yeah, you suck up. But as Mr. Bieber was going through it, he's like, "Hey, I'm not sure my kids understand what legacy or Trojan Pride or any of this stuff really means."
Yeah.
So he asked us to put together clips from our podcast because that's two of the questions we asked in the speed round. So we made a video, and he had his kids write out like the main points or what they thought Trojan Pride meant on note cards, and then he collected all the responses. Man, we got some cool responses.
Good.
So I made a word cloud of everything, and I think I'm gonna make some posters.
Okay.
So Sticker Mule now offers flyers and posters, so we might
Okay.
make them for people in their classrooms if they want them.
That's great.
Make it available to everybody. So be on the lookout for that. We do have some merch. We have some cool stuff. We don't really mass produce anything, but if you want something, come and see us. We can get a hold of stuff.
Before we go on. So Sticker Mule makes the merch. Were you wondering who actually did the design?
Oh,
Yeah.
I did the design.
Well, on the computer.
What do you mean, yeah, on the computer? I use a free utility called Inkscape, and it creates SVG images. So
Gotcha.
I hand did all of these. So it's basically vector-based graphics. So it's all math-based.
Gotcha.
So you can make a line, and it scales. So like you make it small, like a pin or keychain, which we have, swag. Or you can make it big, like billboard size, and it doesn't lose resolution.
We could put this out on 74.
We could totally put this out on 74. We can talk, what is it? Heartland?
Yes.
And put it out on the billboard by them?
Yes,
There
let's
we go.
do it.
Let's not. I don't want my face that big. I barely want it as big as this shirt. But that takes us into Stocks and Rants.
Oh, Stocks Rants.
Everybody's favorite time. It's time for Stock to rant about things. And you have several this time, Stock.
Just four.
What do you mean just four?
Do you have my lower third ready?
I don't have the lower thirds up. I can make the lower thirds available while you're talking.
Well,
but
anyway,
what did you want it to be?
Just imagine grumpy old man rolling across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, well, I'll put grumpy old man. Is that what you want?
Okay, yes. For today at least.
How about grumpy cat?
No.
Grumpy old man. Here we go. Go ahead and start.
Okay,
Stock.
are we ready?
I'll scroll
All right.
through. Here we go.
Rant 1. This is homecoming week.
we
Have
go.
we talked about that?
No, it's the fourth segment. So next segment.
Well, anyway, it's homecoming week. And so every day is a different dress up day. Yesterday was pajama day.
Correct.
This is the most insane dress up day ever. Spirit Week is supposed to be unique days where you can dress up and show your school pride and excitement and all of this.
Sure.
Kids wear pajamas every single day. So how is it special?
I counted 7 flannel pants on Friday.
Yeah.
Which was the day before pajama day.
So how is pajama day special?
I'm not really sure.
Maybe it's for the teachers.
It's for the teacher. So you can just roll out of bed and come in your pajamas?
Well, I've mentioned it to
love it.
a class that has some cheerleaders in it, and
Yes.
their response is, well, it's hard to come up with some ideas. Dress like a teacher day. Dress like a literary character day.
Yeah.
Dress like what you want to be day. You know, like a doctor or a nurse.
Oh, Batman.
Yeah. Dress like Batman day.
Yeah.
there are ideas out there. Please do not do pajama day.
I do like anything but a backpack day. That's kind of neat. And it's kind of a social media trend there for a while.
I guess.
And I like that we picked up on that. Halen, did you have any favorite dress up days when you were here at school?
Good idea.
Because Halen, you're a Covington alum.
Yes.
So you're familiar with how we do things.
Oh yeah.
Did you have any favorite dress up days?
I mean, sadly, I don't know if I really participated in any dress up days.
It's because we didn't have pajama day, isn't it?
That's why. I was just waiting for it.
Well, you played all the sports, so you were probably wearing your jerseys and things.
Oh,
yeah.
Basketball, probably,
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so, rant 2, Stock.
Okay.
Get us into a rant.
Rant 2.
Get us into a frenzy.
First semester.
Clenched fist and everything.
First semester.
Holy moly, what is going on?
First semester, second hour, I had 6 kids. Third hour, I had 6 kids.
Yep.
Balanced classes.
Yep.
This semester, second hour, I have 5. Third hour has 7. Unbalanced classes.
Did just one transfer?
Yes.
Okay.
And that throws off my whole, get with a partner, work on a speaking thing.
Yeah.
But also for me, French, I have smaller classes. What about an English class? I know that they have larger classes. Some of them have like 24 kids in one class, 11 in another.
Sure.
We need better balance with our classes.
Balance the class budget.
Okay.
That actually brings up a cool point. We'll pause on rant 3.
Yeah.
Halen, how do you feel, especially in the elementary school, about group work? Is it more difficult to herd kids and keep them quiet and on task with the group work? Or
it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to know your clientele.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I stole that from the principal at Fuquay. Always called students clientele for some reason, and it's always stuck. Yeah,
it'll stick forever too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So yeah, I think it can work.
Yeah,
but not always.
Difficult, especially at the first grade level.
Yeah,
you can grab a buddy, but when it's group work, it might be a little different.
Yeah, maybe like a STEM lesson group work.
Oh yeah,
that always went pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. We've got some cool STEM stuff in here for lower grades too.
How low does STEM go, or can it go?
Well, I've got like 5+ games in there, so 5 years old or more. Yeah.
All right.
We got some cool stuff.
Okay.
Go ahead, Stock. Rant 3.
I do know what STEM means, by the way.
That's a good day.
Rant 3. This actually comes from what you were mentioning. Mr. Beaver took our video responses and showed them to his classes.
Sure.
And I was actually able to sit in and and watch one of his classes, listen to the discussion and everything. And Mr. Holt, in his video, he said something like, we're our own worst critics and we need to stop beating ourselves up and bring our own selves down and just believe in ourselves. And that brought to my mind this old idea. And this happens, I have kids in my classes, they draw, they paint, they do stuff when we do a research project on the French artists. Invariably, there are several kids who say, oh, I can't draw. Whoever told you couldn't draw?
Yeah, put a pencil to paper, you can draw.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the whole history of world art, yes, there are some photorealistic paintings. There are some that are, a red square.
Yeah.
And there's everything in between.
Impressionism, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
There's nothing that says you can't draw.
Yeah. The kids that say they can't sing, it always reminds me of the scene in Elf where he says you just move your voice up and down.
I only watch good movies, so
here we go. Shots fired.
Oh, man.
Shots fired. If he's not
strong opinion.
If he's not seen a movie, he just says that he's not seen it because it's not a good movie. Yeah.
Name a movie, Halen.
Oh, here we go.
The last Star Wars.
Oh, well, I mean, I can answer that one.
Let's hope it was the last.
You didn't like that one? Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh my goodness.
No.
There it is.
There it is.
So, do you enjoy the newer Star Wars movies? This is a hot take.
The other day.
This is a hot take.
I think they're okay.
Okay.
I don't think they're great.
Yeah. Stock would say they're trash.
They are. I just want the world to know. I want the world to know.
I love it.
Halen pulled himself out of bed after his wisdom teeth were pulled just to see the Rise of Skywalker.
Honestly,
you have a better memory than I do.
No, I remember.
Oh, he has a way better memory than I do. I don't remember half of this stuff.
I don't know that.
I remember that because you were just kind of standing there going,
Really?
yes.
Maybe he was emulating a Star Wars character.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe that's what it was. I love it. Fourth rant. Fourth rant?
Fourth rant. This one's a bit more serious.
Okay.
Since January 1st, there have been 39 mass shootings in the United States.
Yeah, another one the other day, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes. I don't have an answer to that one.
No, neither do I. I just want people to know.
I don't think anybody
This is
does.
stupid.
Yeah. So don't do it.
So no, here's an answer.
Yep.
Parents should raise their children well. Parents should raise their children, period.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
My mom, I mentioned her before, she taught for 35 years. She always said, we will never have better schools until we have better parents.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've heard you say that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's absolutely right. And I'm not saying all parents are bad. No, there are good parents out there. I would say all three of us probably had good parents.
Yeah.
But I see so many students who struggle with a missing mother or missing father or a missing both. And it infuriates me. This is your child. Care for them.
Yeah.
That infuriates me.
Yeah. Especially when you see it on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly.
Like all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it happens in elementary, it happens in middle school, it happens with us in the high school.
Yeah.
You know? So you just step in and do the best you can.
Yep.
But sometimes that's not enough.
Yeah.
You know, honestly. Unfortunately. Do you have any more rants? Halen, do you have a rant?
Do you have a rant?
No, I prepared. I have one.
Ooh.
Okay.
And it's not like it's
something that really salts your slug.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what it is? It's shopping carts not being put up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there you go.
I get so frustrated, especially in town, because I just think of Covington as like, it just shouldn't happen in Covington. And then I see it, and like my fiance knows that if I see a cart when we pull in County Market, I'm gonna say something about it. I'm gonna be very upset, and then I'm gonna go walk over and put it up.
Oh, I
because
love
it
that.
just bothers me.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I can't stand it.
I love the idea of perception down at the county market too. So like everybody hovers around those first couple parking spots, but it's like 10 feet from the front door. So like even if you park in the furthest spot, you're less than a block away from the store, and you're always close to a cart return.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I make a point of like when I go to Sam's Club or go to Walmart, not sponsored, but hey, to park right next to the cart return. So I don't have to walk further to return the cart, but I'm always going to return the cart. I mean, you have the higher likelihood of getting your car dinged, but
it's just a car.
I don't have to walk 15 extra steps.
I do have a
that goes back to my shoe or sock shoes.
Having heard Halen's rant, I now have a fifth.
Well, sixth, because you started with a good rant, right?
Oh, yeah, my good rant.
Okay,
So,
this is a rant-filled episode.
No, it has to do with parking lots also. The lines in a parking lot, are they solid or dotted?
Solid.
Are you supposed to drive over a solid line?
No.
So, everyone, drive up and down the aisles. Do not drive catty corner across parking spaces.
Oh, you know what's more frustrating than that? Like when you're at the Walmart in Danville, everyone's been there. And they have like the slanted parking spots.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a way you're supposed to go, and somebody comes the other way.
Yes.
That's when I'm going to throw one of those missing shopping carts that are just randomly in the parking lot at them.
You know what I do in
my
that situation?
Goodness. What's that?
Shake
your fist?
I put myself right in the middle of the aisle, and I don't move.
Attaboy.
Because
Proud of you.
right.
Proud of you. Well, you are right in
I'm
that situation.
right.
Yeah.
They're wrong. They should be the ones who have to change.
And it's always a big truck. I feel like it's always a big truck.
Well, I've got the Equinox, so
you're good. You're good. Be on the lookout. So BOLO for a giant Equinox with stock driving. Holy moly. All right, that brings us up to something we do need to talk about pretty seriously. We've got Winter Homecoming coming up.
Yeah.
So
hopefully.
we briefly, seriously, we briefly mentioned it last week. What does that entail, Stock?
Well, we've got dress-up days all throughout the week. Yesterday, PJ. Today was Dress Like a Friend, so you and I are wearing our Bagman T-shirts.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Tomorrow evening, we're supposed to have the Digs for Dudes?
Digs and Dudes.
Okay.
It's an N, not an and. An N.
Okay.
Digs and Dude.
In the fall, we have Powder Puff, where the girls play flag football. So a couple years ago, the guys said, hey, can we play volleyball during the Winter Homecoming?
Yeah.
So guys play volleyball.
I'll I'll be PA announcing, by the way. It'll be fun.
Yeah. I'll be cheering on the seniors. Are you playing?
I'll be making a fool of myself. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that a boy.
Yes.
He's really diving in.
Yeah.
He's part of any time to practice. Yeah, I begged Ollie to get in the gym over the weekend. Kept telling me no. But I haven't touched a volleyball since I was probably like a freshman in high school.
Oh, perfect.
So I don't know.
Imagine it like a smaller basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
except you're trying to violently slam.
No, your goal is to make it in the basket.
The whole court?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
I can try that.
That'll be a quick match if you're trying that because you're going to lose a lot of points. So we've got Digs and Dudes tomorrow night. Come out. It's a great time.
Yeah, it should be.
If we have school.
If we have school. If not, it'll be next Wednesday.
If not, it'll be next Wednesday.
And then Friday, we have our convocation. So for the kids.
Oh, shoot. I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
We'll be on a modified schedule throughout the day. Do you have that schedule yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
My schedule is really wonky anyway.
Okay.
I have different grade levels and all. So.
Okay.
I think 2:20 is when they're releasing people to go to the pep session.
Yeah. So pep session, is it pep session or convo? It's a pep session.
I don't know.
And then, we've got the queens and kings walking around in the morning.
Oh, they're wearing sashes as well.
Yeah, they're wearing sashes this week. And then the game is Friday night. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. North Vermilion, right?
North Vermilion.
North Vermilion.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll be announcing
regular start time, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll be announcing king and queen.
Yeah. Do you know who it is? Can you tell me? No, they haven't done voting yet.
I don't know.
Yeah. You'll tell me early though, won't you?
Do you want me to make it up? Queen is
Latifah.
No, let's say queen is.
Oh boy.
Andrea Estes.
Oh, okay.
And king is.
Well, I mean, she's not a senior, but okay.
King is Carson Schaefer.
I like it. Proud owner of a PS5.
Proud owner of a PS5.
Yeah, exactly. That was a cool time. You weren't over here for that, were you?
No, he wasn't.
We had a Christmas party
for the kids.
Yeah, it was a really good time. We had a lot of investment, a lot of kids there.
Yeah.
We played music all night. We had Guitar Hero on the big screen in the NPR.
Some different crafts for the kids to do.
They could color, they could draw. They had cookie art. Yeah, that was a fun time. So we should have invited the elementary school now. I think.
Next year.
Fine.
We have to try it out first, and then we can expand it.
Yeah, try it out.
But no,
have all the fun.
There were gifts that were the kids based on their grade level in school. Like freshmen got 4 raffle tickets.
Yeah.
Sophomores got 5, and it just went up like that.
Gotcha.
And the main prize was a PS5.
Yeah.
And Carson Schaefer, his brother is Tanner Schaefer.
Yep.
Both of them put all of their tickets in for the PS5, and Carson got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Jackson got the Switch.
He did. Yeah.
Who is no longer with us.
Nope.
Hope you're doing well, Jackson.
Yep.
He graduated early.
Do you remember how nervous and shaky Carson was?
Oh my goodness. He was freaking out. That's awesome.
That was hilarious.
Somebody's got to have that on film somewhere.
I've got a picture of it, but I don't have video.
Yeah. What a good time.
Yep.
And then Saturday, I don't know times, but Saturday they had the Sadie Hawkins dance.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Weather permitting.
Yep.
So do you know anything about that? Because I certainly don't know anything about that.
I do not know anything except Sadie Hawkins, if you don't know, means girls ask boys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about all I know too.
That's all it is.
I know they're selling tickets, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's semi-formal.
Semi-formal. What does that mean in Stock's world?
Khakis, button-up. Ladies should wear. Well, no jeans.
Well, we talked about this. You talked about slacks because it was winter.
Yeah,
you said that before. To me, this was a conversation we had.
Why can't I remember things in my own life?
Oh, here it goes. Here we go.
I am so old.
This is the start of something, guys.
This podcast is going to be the journal of my descent into madness.
My goodness. So, Halen, what do you remember about winter homecoming when you were here?
Oh, it was the best. It was so much fun. Yeah, it was always great. I don't know. I do remember probably the best one, the biggest crowd cheer I think I've ever heard still is Deaton Cox winning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was incredible.
That was fantastic.
Great.
Shout out to Deaton. Yeah. Deaton's hilarious.
He's great.
He's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was big.
Yeah.
That was big. And Stock talked about that Cascade game earlier. You don't remember, what was it? It would have been 2002,
2003 maybe?
2002. It was Ryan and Drew's senior year. Probably.
I was 4, so.
You don't remember being there?
No.
Being bounced on a knee?
I don't think so.
Do you think you were there?
I doubt it.
I tell you, it was crazy. Standing room only in our gym.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard stories.
Yeah. I had to set the camera up in the stairway.
Yeah.
Like up the middle.
Huh.
And the first play we ran was an alley-oop play, and it went ballistic in there. That was crazy.
That's awesome.
Fun time. You're just a baby.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Little Halen.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you got Homecoming King, Winter Homecoming King, didn't you?
Oh,
Yep,
man.
when I was a senior. Yep.
Did you have the crown? You got to wear the fancy
the crown. I got to sign it. I don't know if they have the same crown as they
That's
did.
a good question.
Good question.
But I had like 10 signatures inside.
Yeah.
Who controls that? Is that Mrs.
It was
Coffing?
Schropp. So when she left, I don't know who it went to.
Our typical every podcast shout out to Schropp. We love Schropp.
Hey, should we get her on?
We don't talk to Fountain Central people.
She's still a Trojan.
No, it's a rule of thumb. We don't talk to Fountain Central people. Ked was the one exception because he's employed here. No, we love Schropp. I would love to have her on.
Okay.
That'd be a blast.
All right.
Yeah. We've known her forever.
Forever.
So, yeah.
Well, she was a student teacher in my first year here.
She was.
Yep.
She wasn't Schropp then.
Yep. No, she was Miss C.
She was. I had her. That's a long time. And we had a comment a while ago that said, you know you're old when you start having your students on.
Yep.
Right? So here we are.
Yep.
We've had you in class, so we're officially old.
Yep.
Anything you want to mention before we get to the speed round, Stock?
When should I do my tip?
Oh, you have a tip? I must have forgotten this.
Yeah,
I'm turning into you.
Stock's tip.
Stock's tip. What's your? Oh, hold on. Let me do a lower third for you.
Okay. This is not an original thought.
Can I put Trojan tip?
Sure.
Stockburger Trojan tip.
I saw it on Facebook and I thought this is perfect.
Okay. Trojan tip. Go ahead.
Due to inflation, you can now eat food that's been on the floor for 7.5 seconds.
I mean, I was already there. Maybe I'm living in the future, bud. You work at a restaurant for long enough, you learn to eat on the floor. So that brings us to the speed round.
Speed round.
Yeah. Speed round. Get excited.
Halen, how did you get to CHS?
Oh, Stock knows them by heart now, so I don't have to do anything. This is great. I can take the rest of the day off.
Just the first one.
Because you can read it upside down. So how'd you get to CHS?
I mean,
or CMS or CES?
Yes.
Or C. We'll just go C.
Just C. Covington Community School Corporation.
CCSC.
Yes.
There we go.
I mean, born and raised, went to Covington, obviously. I graduated in 2016, and then the goal was always, like, after I figured out I wanted to be an educator, the goal was always to get a job at Covington. Mm-hmm. Even if I had to go somewhere for a couple of years in between, still might happen, who knows. But, yeah, so that's pretty much it.
And here he is.
I don't know. Student
here he
taught
is.
at the elementary, and then taking over maternity leave now. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, you said you went to DAC,
Yes.
and that's where you
DAC.
took your first education course.
Yes.
Oh, I should get closer to the microphone.
No, I like that hollow sound from you sitting against the back wall, Stock. What is going on?
Is that where you got your education degree, or did you go to somewhere else?
I went to Indiana State
Oh, Indiana State. Okay.
afterwards. Yep.
Yeah.
I did like part-time for 3 or 4 semesters at DAC because I still wanted to work a lot because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And then once I figured that out, once I got done with DAC, I knew I wanted to go to Indiana State because they have a great education program.
sure.
I heard it's way better than Ball State.
Shots fired right at Stock. Oh, headphones are off. Hands are going to be thrown. Here we go. Oh, I love it.
No, in Indiana State's defense.
Yeah. What do you mean in their defense? We just
shut
heard
up,
they were a
Craig.
superior school.
Shut up, Craig.
That's where I went.
Is it?
I had the same path. I had DAC
Really?
and then Indiana State. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we used to have a superintendent, Dr. Brad Balch.
Yeah.
He left here to become the head of the education department at ISU. Yep. I don't know if he's still there, is he?
He is, yeah. I
Okay.
had a really good meeting with him when I was so the semester before student teaching at Indiana State. You do what's called total,
Okay.
which is basically student teaching. You're there for a week, and then you take a week off to lesson plan, and then you're there for like 2 weeks, and then you take a week off for lesson plan.
A week to lesson plan.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like classes on campus, and then you go to the school for a full week, and you're there
Okay.
at the school all day. I was at Fuquay Elementary, and I loved it. But we had a big meeting with him where he came and we talked to him for like hours, just like the 5 of us that were at that elementary school. So he asked. It was later in the year, and he asked where we were student teaching. I said Covington, and he said, "Oh, I used to be a superintendent there," and I was like, "Oh, I know." I was like, "My sister cheered with your daughter," and he's like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah, shout out to Katie.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a solid guy.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, he's good for ISU.
Oh, absolutely. Dean of Education.
Not as good as Ball State.
Oh, here we go. Shots fired. Stock's going to throw some hands today.
I might.
He had so many rants, he's fired up.
Question 2. What does Trojan pride mean to you?
That's a great question. I've listened to probably 4 or 5 of your podcasts, so not all of them. And I apologize, but
no, that's awesome.
I'll catch up.
It's 4 or 5 more than I've listened to.
I think a lot of people say, just effort, or just not giving up. And I just think that's probably the best way to put it. Caring, I guess. If you want to think athletics, then you just think like not giving up, trying hard like in the game. If you want to think like more community, it's just support. I mean, the support in Covington is just insane. I mean, obviously I've never seen anything else, but I couldn't imagine it a whole lot better than what it is. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. I like that.
Good.
Stock?
Put that in the video.
Well, it's going to be now.
What song describes you?
Ooh, that was a difficult one.
Yeah, that was for me, especially because I can't remember. I love music, and I listen to a lot of music, and I can't remember artists or song names ever. It's like my one downfall, or lyrics. It's like I just can't. But I did a little research, and I'm going to go with "Upside Down" by Jack Johnson.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know it, so it must not be a good song.
You would know it if you heard it, Stock. It's pretty popular. Yeah,
I do know "Upside Down."
Well, I mean, that's kind of the song.
Yeah,
inside out.
That's definitely not the song, but it's kind of how it goes. Yeah. No, great song, great choice.
Yeah, and also the music video is Curious George.
Yes.
And he's like underwater with Curious George.
Well, he did the whole soundtrack to the Curious George. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm writing this down.
I was like Banana Pancakes.
Upside Down. Banana Pancakes is great.
I was a Banana Pancakes fan.
By whom?
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Yeah.
I do remember Jack Johnson for some reason.
Great choice.
It's basically about, I don't know, just doing what people say you can't. Is the whole song. Yeah. That was like the whole meaning.
That sounds like Trojan Pride.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe Jack Johnson knew about Trojan Pride.
Go Trojans.
I like it. All right, what do you got, Stock? The most important, difficult question,
the life-changing, sock, shoe, or sock, shoe.
It's obviously sock, shoe.
Yo, you're wrong.
Where are your pants?
You're obviously
it's
wrong.
sock, pants, shoe.
Thank you.
Totally agree.
Stock.
Oh yeah.
Stock,
Thank you.
You're gonna love this. I have a story this morning.
Okay.
I was actually, as soon as it happened, I thought, oh, Stock's going to love this. So I started my whole sock shoe routine this morning.
Okay.
Got my socks on, got one shoe on, realized forgot the pants. so I was like, oh, Stock's going to love this.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So
it really was sock, shoe.
It was sock, shoe, pants. Take back the shoe. It was crazy, but I was like, oh, Stock's going to eat this up. I love it.
Okay, and tell us, Halen, why sock, pants, shoe?
Oh, well,
because he likes being wrong.
We have a guest.
Yes,
he's trying to speak.
A guest can be wrong.
Trying. I mean, the pants fall in between just because I think you said it at lunch. You explained it perfectly. So your toes don't get stuck in the hem.
Yeah.
And I totally agree.
Yeah.
He's been preaching this at lunch.
Oh, yeah. He did. Every day. It's just sock,
yes.
shoe. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. But I could not imagine doing a sock and then a shoe and then a sock and then a shoe.
Well, try it. It'll change your life.
I will try it.
Yeah. You should try it tomorrow.
I usually go.
You'll be happier all day. You'll basically skip and whistle to work.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll howdy neighbor to everybody in the morning, like the guy who fought the bobcat. If you've not seen that YouTube video, gotta love it.
Over the weekend, I usually put my pants right leg on first, and over the weekend I put left leg on. The rest of the day was awful.
Just because routine.
Yeah.
You're superstitious.
I have something very close to that.
What?
I've learned. It's because of my Apple Watch, is that I can't put I know it sounds ridiculous. I can't put a backpack on the other way. I can't do right arm first and then left arm.
Oh, yeah?
It doesn't work. No,
Yeah.
and I can't
Just
take it
throws
off.
you off?
The other way. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed how you go downstairs? Do you go like right foot first or left foot first?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've thought
because
about
there's an odd number in these stairs. You're going to find out soon.
I'll pay attention.
Yeah. We haven't had as many kids falling up the stairs this year, which is good.
We're only halfway through.
We had some fall down the stairs the other day, but we haven't had.
Wow.
Hey, it happens more than you think.
I know.
It does, yeah.
A lot of people fell up the stairs.
Yes,
A lot.
not as much this year, which I'm really happy. It's
good.
Good job, freshman.
Okay. What would you like your legacy to be at CHS? Or even in life?
Yeah.
In life, I think just being a good person, honestly. I know that sounds very cliche and very simple, but I don't know, just doing what's right. Being a role model in CHS is probably my biggest goal, you know? Also instilling good morals in younger students would be huge if I could walk away with that and have, hopefully when I'm done teaching, I have like 4-year-olds that come up and say like, hey, you were my teacher when I was a child, and like, you know, that would make me feel like I did something at CHS.
Very good.
Good.
Stock, do you have anything to add to your legacy? Because you knew you answered this on episode 1. I just didn't know if you had
You've
thought
never
about
answered it.
Oh, well, we know what my legacy is going to be already, Stock.
I remember my answer at the time. And I said, I hope that people remembered that I cared.
Yes.
And I still hope that that's the case.
That was verbatim.
My legacy as an educator at CHS.
It's a tough question.
It is.
It really is.
I agree with everything Halen said.
Yeah, 100%.
Just that, here's one thing, and I think everyone needs to stop and think about what I'm about to say. So, life-changing, everyone.
Yeah, pay attention.
Do your best every day. Now, for me, my best every day is going to change. Some days my best is just getting out of bed. Some days my best is I've got all my papers graded, things are ready to go for tomorrow. I'll have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
But whatever my best is, reaching for that best.
I like that.
Yeah.
Always striving for the next thing.
Yeah.
I'll answer the speed round one of these days, Stock.
One of these days.
One of these days.
Halen, you've got the questions. Ask them.
Yeah, we're not today. Not today. Mine are just an aggregate of everybody else's answers. I had to put that video together, so that's what it is. All right. Anybody want to say anything else before we sign off today?
I said my tip, right?
You did say your tip. I was wondering if
fun fact.
If there was a
Halen's got a fun fact.
Fun fact.
Okay. Now I will say, sorry, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I'm stealing this from you. But I've always loved this. He said this on the Joe Rogan podcast a long time ago, probably like 6 years ago.
Okay.
The Earth is smoother than a cue ball.
If
you could shrink the Earth down to the size of a cue ball, it would be smoother than what a cue ball is.
Wow. That's cool.
Because the deepest part on Earth would be the Mariana Trench, which I don't know how deep that is. Top
Super
of my head.
deep.
Super deep.
Yep.
And then the highest point is Mount Everest. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't know what that is. It's like 9,000 feet.
Super tall.
I think it's 9,000 feet. I could be wrong. And they're on like different ends of the world. Mm-hmm. If they're right next to each other, it might make like a little bit of a dent in a cue ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he claims that it's smoother than a cue ball.
I'm inclined to believe him. He's way smarter than I am.
Yeah.
He also claims that Pluto isn't a planet anymore.
Well, Pluto's not a planet. What do you have strong feelings about that, Stock?
Pluto is a planet, everyone.
Well, Pluto's a dog on Disney.
End of story. No, he
the final authority on astronomy.
Yes.
Stock.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. Hey, that's good reasoning. I like that.
Did you know?
Why not?
I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson give a lecture in Indianapolis.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what he was talking about, but
Good start, Neil.
It was something science related. He took some questions from the audience, and somebody asked him, "What do you think about Pluto not being a planet? Could it be a planet again?" And he said, and I lost all respect for him.
Oh wow.
He said, "Pluto's much happier being a dwarf planet. Trust me on that." And I thought, no, Mr. deGrasse Tyson, it's a planet.
And that's when I walked out.
Well, no, because I wasn't driving, but
Perfect. You can sit in the lobby, right? All right. Well, we got homecoming next week. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Homecoming.
We inch closer to spring break.
Yep.
closer and closer.
Yep.
We'll have a countdown on here next week. I'll put a little countdown up here at the top. Countdown to spring break, because as we all know, as educators, spring break kind of starts the slide. Everything at the end of the year goes super fast.
I would say January 1st starts the slide.
Holy moly. I tell you, the further you get into the year, the quicker it's going to go. And do you find that true? You've been here, Halen? You've been here.
I?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
You're going to find out.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if I'll make it to spring break.
Oh, you'll make it.
I might be gone.
We'll petition.
Okay.
Yeah, we want you.
You'll
here.
be our third guest every day on
Right.
the podcast.
Got it. Is that a do I get paid for that?
Do we get paid for that?
We'll give you a T-shirt.
Free T-shirt. Yeah, free T-shirt available.
As a student, do you remember how the school year felt as a student? Did some parts feel
Did you have
faster or slower?
senioritis?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, my senior year was actually probably my most difficult, like academic wise.
Stocks tax.
Oh, Mom just texted me.
Yeah. So my senior year, I still had to and I was still shooting for a good GPA.
Sure.
I just wanted to end it just for my own benefit. Not that I really even cared for college or anything, but yeah, I had senioritis, but I had to pay attention a lot. I had to focus.
Yeah. That's
even,
tough.
Even towards the end. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Being here when you don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Paying attention when you don't want to pay attention. Absolutely. That's me every day. Sock, you had a good text message?
I have a good text message.
Okay.
From my mom.
Yep. Shout out to Mom.
Love you, Mom. From your son and the Sasquatch.
That's right. That's me.
She says, I like your shirts. Thanks for the laughs. Smiley face.
Love it. Love it. That's great. Stock, anything you want to say before we take off here?
Yes.
Yep. Let's hear it.
Halen, every so often there are kids that I wish took French. You're one of them.
Yeah.
I've always had a certain admiration for you just because of the way you carry yourself with respect and respect for yourself and respect for others.
Yeah.
So I told you the first day I saw you in the teacher's lounge, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're a good influence on people.
It's awesome.
Yep. Thank you. And that's kind of the legacy right there.
That's legacy.
Be a good influence on somebody.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I will say I had you for French in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
back
it
in the
7th?
day.
Yeah. I remember the very last day you stopped me as we're all leaving from the last day of that 9 weeks that was in your class, and you said, "Hey, I don't care if you do if you do Spanish or French," but you said you need to take a foreign language and really invest your time in that. She said you could be good at it, which I wasn't. So you were wrong, but it meant a lot. It was very kind. So
I still think you would be good.
I love it.
You were in that period of Spanish where we had several teachers all in a row. Is that right?
Yes, I had. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's hard to get a good program going when you have that much changeover.
Yes. Well, I had Smiley for I think the whole time, but she also had at least one child during that. So
least.
she was gone.
That was during
Two. I can't remember.
That was
She
the
might
baby
have had
period
two.
of Covington.
She might have had two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Stock? Anything you want to mention? Come out and listen to Stock do the. You're doing the Queen stuff.
I'm announcing the Queen.
You did senior stuff
Yep.
last Thursday.
Yep.
And you'll be doing the senior stuff for the boys coming up at the end of February.
Yep. And if it snows, whatever the weather does, everyone be safe, be warm, drink hot chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to that. We did get an email today that said, if we're not here tomorrow, it's e-learning. So
E-learning.
you don't have to have a Google Meet or a Zoom, but if you want to, you can.
And you do have to get the assignment done, though.
You do have to get the assignment done. That's our attendance for tomorrow.
Yep.
Right? Okay. This might be your first snow out here as a teacher.
Oh, isn't that great?
Oh, you didn't have any snow outs at your previous position? No, we didn't have any at the semester, did we?
No. Not even a 2-hour delay.
This is exciting.
Nope. Nothing.
I missed the fog.
Nobody wants to see me.
Stock, they love seeing you. It's just for your mom. She wants to see her bouncing baby boy on the podcast with the cool background. I will show the word cloud next week, probably.
Oh, yeah.
And can I say who's going to be on next week? Do we want to do that? Do we want to give a shout out?
Yeah, sure. If they've confirmed.
They have. There's 2 of them.
Awesome.
They sit next to each other all day. Do you want to guess who they are?
Well, I saw them at lunch and they told me.
Dang it. I thought I had a surprise for you, Stock.
But our audience doesn't know.
Well, then I'm going to keep it that way because I want to have a secret. What do you think about that, Peggy? Just kidding. We love you, Peggy. All right. Here we go. We're going to sign off then. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been episode 15 of the Bagmen Podcast. Thank you to, is it Mr. Noble? Do they call you Mr. Noble?
Well,
they
call
you
Halen.
Noble.
Yes.
Mr. Noble. That's so official.
Yeah, every once in a while I get Mr. Hauk in elementary. Because they say I look like Mr. Hauk.
Not a bad guy to get mistaken for.
No,
Mr. Hauk's awesome. He's a friend of the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Do you have glasses? Have you ever worn glasses?
Yeah, I wear contacts.
Okay.
But yeah, I have glasses.
Yeah.
See, you missed a huge opportunity for Dress Like a Twin Day.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That would have been amazing. All right. Signing off here, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.